The Dominar NS400Z has just arrived in our market with an amazing look, lots of built-in technology, and a competitive price. But is it worth it? In this video, I'm going to tell you everything about it. Technical features, performance in the city and on the road, fuel consumption, insurance costs, colors and the price it's being sold for, and the cost of maintenance. And of course, my honest opinion with the pros and cons, so you can make the best purchase decision. I'm Amanda Pagliari. This is Motoplay channel. Smash that like button. This bike deserves it. Bajaj is the third largest manufacturer in the world, present in more than 70 countries. It arrived in Brazil in 2022, soon after the Manaus factory opened. Including this year, 2025, she started welding chassis, which takes her to another level. She moves up a step in terms of production, and she is already ranked as the 6th largest automaker in sales in Brazil. It really is a very important milestone. A very rapid growth for an automaker that arrived in our market not long ago. And it doesn't have such a wide range of products in the market like other automakers. Currently, we have in Brazil the Dominar NS160 and NS200, which are part of the NS400 family. We have the Dominar 400 and Dominar 250 with a unique look, right? And also the Pulsar N150. In other words, this is the 6th launch of the brand in Brazil, but I think other models will come, especially because dealerships keep opening, so that's a really good thing. It's a naked motorcycle for riding in the city, and it has a real street fighter look with more aggressive, sharp lines. It really is a bike that catches your attention. I think Brazilians like this kind of design style. So here we have a really bulky tank with these straighter lines, right? With Dominar embossed here, very beautiful. You have several textures here on the fairing with different colors, really cool. Here, the exposed chassis, and here you have a cleaner rear end. So the tail is shorter, here you have a raised anti-spray fender, and here the passenger grab handle, which is quite short, I must admit. You have a motorcycle designed for style. Just look at the spoiler at the bottom. It gives a nice finish and looks really cool. We have a rubberized foot peg here for the rider, but for the passenger, it's not rubberized, right? It's retractable with an interesting black finish. And here on the tank, we have this rubber piece that already comes from the factory exactly so the zipper doesn't scratch the tank. Here at the front, we have a more minimalist headlight assembly. It's not big-headed like the first Dominar models, right? That came out. By the way, it was cool that the 160 and 200 were updated to this design. Let's say, for example, the biggest one here, the 400, uses this design. But what I liked the most was this signature here of the optical set, which is this really cool daytime running light here in a lightning bolt shape, right? Very interesting, I liked it. And we have this big LED projector here, really cool. And look, it only works with the high beam flasher. Very interesting. It has hazard lights and all the lights are LED, so it's full LED. And it comes with this engine guard here already from the factory, helping you avoid or at least reduce any damage in case you drop it. The seat is split in 2 levels. So here we have a generous cushion for the rider and a smaller one here for the passenger, okay? It has a rubberized texture here, really interesting, even with a kind of anti-slip system, really cool. And this lumbar support here for the rider, I'll get on so you can see. Look. I'm 5'10", and I can easily put both feet on the ground here, right? There's no problem at all. It has a seat-to-ground height of 180.7 centimeters, so I think it will fit most Brazilian men and women. Riding position. Let's go. The riding position is like a naked bike with foot pegs set further back. Your leg stays at this angle here, about 45 degrees or so. The handlebars are a little further forward, so you get more of a sporty bike feel. It gives off a sporty vibe. I'll ride it in the city and also on the highway. Then I'll share my opinion with you. Let's see, Garupa, let's sit on this little seat. Look, the seat is really hard. It's small here for the passenger. And the handle. I admit it's not very comfortable to hold here, but it's better than nothing, right? At least there's a handle for you to hold. The rider here is definitely much more comfortable for sure. Overall, it's a compact motorcycle in terms of weight, 174 kilos ready to ride, including its fuel tank, which has a capacity for 12 liters of gasoline. The dashboard, unlike the Dominar 400, is fully digital with a liquid crystal display. It's really interesting. Here you have it in color, very beautiful. On this side you have the riding information, and here you have the onboard computer information. In fact, it's saying that it's on reserve. It shows here, right? And it shows here blinking. Since on the left side you have the fuel gauge, up here at the top you have the tachometer. Gyro side stand indicates the kickstand is engaged. Clock here, gear indicator, speedometer here in the center. Below you have some information like the total odometer and here the riding modes, which I'll talk to you about in a moment. I wanted to mention this small screen, which is the actual onboard computer. You control it with the left handlebar using the set button or the arrows, right? Here you have the general information, the distance to empty the range, how far you can go with the gas you have in the tank. Of course, it will show up while you're riding, right? Trip A. Here you have how many kilometers per hour you did, the battery voltage, and then you have more information here about trip A. And you can reset the information. By pressing the arrow here, you get connectivity information, and when it's connected, it even shows you turn-by-turn navigation, which is really cool. By pressing the set button, you can adjust the settings so you have vehicle settings, connectivity, and here a lap timer when you're riding, and here configuration information. But I wanted to show you the trip and bike here. So you have A and B, which you can choose which one will appear, and you have the motorcycle information here, like service and everything else. And a cool thing is that you have the riding modes. Look how nice. So you have 4 riding modes. One is road, which is for riding in the city. More balanced power, normal ABS, and traction control activated, okay? And then in sport mode, that's when you have a much more dynamic engine, offering quicker throttle responses. Okay, and it even has an electronic throttle, which is what allows for the different riding modes. Then you have a much more responsive ABS, let's say, and you can adjust the traction control. You can even turn it off. There's also rain mode, designed for rainy conditions. You have a limited engine, let's say, kind of capped, which makes it much smoother when accelerating. So you don't skid in the rain, right? For more safety, traction control, and then normal ABS. It was set up in RAM mode, specifically so it works more smoothly, so you don't skid, all right? A more conservative braking, let's say. And it's off-road mode, right guys? Here we have a street bike, a street fighter bike, a naked with off-road mode. So you can ride off-road on unpaved terrain. It has much more torque at low revs, which is really cool. It gives you optimized ABS, right? And you can turn off the traction control, which is cool. And then as you make your choice here, right? The mode changes here, right from the panel, and this MTC is traction control. But see how it doesn't let you here? I told you that it has to be in a mode that allows it. So I'm going to put it in sport here then. For example, I go back and now I can turn off the traction control, which is only in off-road and also in sport. My tip for you to protect the dashboard of your NS400 or any other motorcycle is to put on the proto film. Your phone likely has a screen protector, so why not add one to your much more expensive bike? The proto films come with a complete kit so you can do the installation right at home. Proto films don't use glue. They use the same electrostatic technology as phone screen protectors. And it protects against damage caused by scratches, dust, sunlight, and wear over time. It doesn't come off with water and even hides existing scratches, see? Wow, oh my, it looks beautiful, huh? Wow, so what do you think? And if you need to remove the film, it will come off without damaging or leaving any residue. It's worth it because it protects your motorcycle's dashboard, boosts resale value, and you might even sell it above the FIP table price. I thought the result was amazing. Write down here what you think. There are options for different types of motorcycles, including the matte anti-glare version. Just click the link or point your phone's camera at the QR code on the screen. Choose the film for your bike and use my discount code AMANDA20. Go ahead and share this tip with your friends. More information is also in the caption. Unlike the Dominar 400, the NS doesn't have lighting on the buttons. Only this type of lighting here on the grips. So you have the hazard lights up here and this lighting here, saying that this is for you to cut off the engine power and this is for you to press the ignition. And here at the bottom, can you turn the headlight off or on? Even when turned off, the daytime running light must stay on. On the left, there are also glasses just with a slight shine. Here is the lighting for the horn and the turn signal from left to right. The other buttons here to adjust the dashboard, you don't have them up here, right? You don't have any kind of lighting for the flasher. So here is the horn, turn signal to the left and to the right, and the buttons for you to adjust the dashboard. Back here are the high beams and flasher. On the outside, you have several lights and indicators, right? And here you have a USB port with a cover to protect it from the rain. On the front suspension, we have this fork here, very beautiful with a diameter of 43 millimeters in gold. Very interesting. Inverted suspension with 130 millimeters of travel. And at the rear, monoshock with spring preload adjustment. Featuring an external nitrox reservoir for improved damping and 110 millimeters of total travel. The brakes include a 320mm front disc and a 230mm rear disc. Both wheels have 17-inch rims with tubeless tires. And what's cool is this red sticker here, matching the colors of the bike. Engine. It's the same as the Dominar 400. So we have a single-cylinder engine with liquid cooling derived from the KTM 390 with 373 cubic centimeters, which produces 40 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute and 3.6 kgfm of torque at 7,000 revolutions per minute. By the way, a fun fact for those who don't know, recently Bajaj updated their engines and now both the NS and the Dominar use it. The engine has a final chain drive and 6 speeds, in other words, 6 gears. And it features slipper and assist clutch technology. The assist technology makes it smoother when you squeeze the clutch lever here. And the slipper technology prevents the rear wheel from locking up when you make a sudden downshift. And now that I've told you everything about it, it's time to ride it through the streets of São Paulo and also hit the highway and finish the video with the positive and negative points. But if you're enjoying the video and finding it really complete, how about leaving a like, huh? That helps me and motivates me to make more videos like this. Besides that, of course, if you want to stay updated in the world of two wheels, subscribe to the channel. So, as soon as I make more videos about the Dominar NS400Z, you'll be the first to know. And also many new releases competing with this motorcycle. Now come with me, girl. Whoever rides it in heavy traffic will have a very agile bike. Its handling is really interesting and the engine responds well at low RPMs. It even has a nice little rumble. Look, when you accelerate, it can get you out of a tight spot and respond quickly, right? You making a quick change in direction there, changing your path. So that's really cool. You have a lot of agility in your daily routine. Even though it is a heavy motorcycle, you still get that agility, which is interesting. When you're riding it, you don't even notice the weight. And wow, I like the engine. It has a nice little rumble. Look, for riding between cars, It's very agile as long as you can get the mirror past the other mirrors and the handlebars, which are a bit wide, right? Guys, you can notice it here. Yeah. If it's a hallway like this, she's doing fine. When it comes to handling, it's really agile. It's impressive how nice the bike is to ride. Vehicle info. Riding mode, I'll set it to road here. I activated the road mode now. I think you even felt the engine. No, the change is pretty subtle, you know? Maybe in sport mode it gets a little sharper. In road mode, you do feel a bit of drag, but it's simple and light, okay? Sport mode is faster right from the start. Road mode ends up being a bit dull, but I believe it's more economical too. So there's no way around it. The more you accelerate, the more you're going to spend. There's no way around it. I'll tell you the fuel consumption I got with it, so stay tuned. And I'll also wrap up the video with the pros and cons. Is it really worth it? I'll tell you in a moment so you can make the best decision. And if you're enjoying the video, leave a like and share it with your friends. You help me a lot. Oh wow, you help me a lot. Go ahead and share the video. A brand that's recently new in Brazil and is booming. It's already welding the chassis. It's here to stay, and they've launched another model. So let's support it, guys. Let's support it. There's no way around it in the corridor. That's how it is in the corridor. The problem is that the motorcycle has wide handlebars. See the mirror? Look, right here, it's exactly at this height. So you end up losing a bit of the agility that we'd like from a naked bike. But anyway, enough riding around the city. Now let's hit the road. Man, cruising speed at 130 without pushing the bike too hard. Do you have the stamina for more, huh? Here on the road, I put it in sport mode. The bike is way more fun now. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look, it responds well. It surprised me. This engine surprised me here on the road. I was also surprised by the stability. So it ends up being a stable bike. Even when going over imperfections in the asphalt, accelerating hard and everything, the bike stays glued to the ground. I think that's a good thing because just like the Dominar NS400, which I said was heavy, a negative point, but on the road, that weight ends up bringing stability. Here you find that same characteristic. It's a bike with excellent grip that stays firmly on the ground. And so when it comes to cornering, this bike does really well. I'm not riding with a passenger, so I believe that with a passenger, its performance drops a little. But it surprised me. I think on the highway, for those looking for a bike to ride at 120, 130, no problem. This bike here will deliver with a lot of stability for riding on the highway. That's what I thought was cool. Of course, if you go full throttle, go over 150, the bike is going to strain. There's no way around it. It's a single-cylinder engine, so it ends up straining. To give you the full performance, all those 40 horsepower, okay? But overall, I liked it. I think it's going to sell a lot. Another option here for the Brazilian market. Sport suspension, so it dodges potholes, right? It's a naked bike. And that's it. I think it has everything to win the hearts of Brazilians. I liked it. A nice surprise. And now I'm going to talk about the fuel consumption of the Dominar NS400Z. The faster you accelerate, the more it consumes. and also the type of place where you ride, whether you ride more in the city or more on the highway with a passenger. I, for example, rode a mix of city and highway. And on the highway, I tried to go full throttle to reach the maximum top speed. So it already had a slightly high fuel consumption, which was 25 kilometers per liter, but there might be people who get more. Yes, you have every right to agree, disagree, or even add your thoughts using the comments below. But please do so respectfully. But first, you need to subscribe to the Motoplay channel to comment as much as you want. You need to be a member of this family, this community, subscribed, then go ahead and comment as much as you like. Let's start with the positive points, and the first one is the design. I think the design is much more beautiful than the Dominar 400. Everyone has their own taste. Write it below. If you prefer this more Street Fighter look, or if you prefer the Dominar 400s, I really like this design here. NS is more Street Fighter with a smaller front. I don't like bikes with big heads, so I think that's a positive point. Another positive point is here, the headlight assembly. The bike is full LED and the visual identity here is very beautiful, in my opinion. The headlight lights up well, which is a plus. Another good thing is here, the fairing engine guard, which comes standard. You don't pay extra for it, in black color. Engineers designed it specifically for this motorcycle. It already matches there. It sticks out slightly for protection, but fits the motorcycle's design. Price is another positive point. Hold on, I'll tell you the price in a moment, and also the colors. But I found the price really interesting. For the horsepower, for the proposal of this motorcycle, and for the technology it brings. Another positive point is the electronic throttle, which is a really good thing that we don't even see on all motorcycles of this engine size, especially at this price. It also includes an assist and slipper clutch, which is a plus. The dashboard is very complete, so that's a positive point. Another good thing is that it offers connectivity with your cell phone, and especially the turn-by-turn navigation, so that's a positive point. Riding modes are another positive point, as well as intelligent riding modes, which adjusts the traction control and also the ABS, so I thought that was a really good thing. And speaking of traction control as well. Positive point, USB port right here, exactly where we need it. Positive point. Another good thing is the engine. It's a torquey engine, exciting. I really liked it. Positive point. Inverted suspension here at the front. Positive point. Very good suspension, of course, with a sportier profile, but I really liked it in this color. I thought it was very beautiful, a good thing in my opinion. Handling is another positive point. It's a slightly heavy bike, okay, but when you're riding it, you really feel all the sportiness. The handling is very good. Positive point. And also fixed price maintenance. It's something really cool that even on the website, before you even buy it, as you can see on the screen, you already know the cost of the maintenance services. That's good for both labor and parts, a definite positive. Now I'll discuss the negatives of the NS400, starting with its hard seat. The seat is a bit firm, there's no way around it. It's a bike with more of a Street Fighter feel. Usually these bikes aren't very comfortable, so that's how it is. My point is that the seat is hard, okay? On long trips you might get tired. Besides that, the passenger seat, which is tiny, wasn't really designed to carry a passenger, offers comfort, unlike the D400, and even includes a sissy bar. Positive point, period. Positive point, period. Positive point for the batches. Then they'll come with matte Zella, so in my opinion that tire left a little to be desired, but at least the next ones will come with a good tire. When buying, check the tire. The good part is you can replace it with any tire you like once it wears out. Another downside is that it doesn't turn much, so look at this. For you, maneuvering ends up being a little difficult, let's put it that way, right? But there are people who don't mind, but it's something that needs to be pointed out. And speaking of handlebars, it ends up being a little difficult to ride it among cars, okay? The mirror, it stays right here in line. It doesn't stick out, but it's a little bit at the height of the cars, right? And the handlebars are already wide, right? So if you use it in heavy traffic, in the lanes in São Paulo, for example, you might have a bit of a hard time. Like I said on camera, you just get used to it. Ride a bit more carefully, and if you don't go between cars, you won't have issues. Music. It's hard, really hard too, so it's pretty hard to jam. And the last item might not be that relevant given the purpose of the motorcycle. But I need to say that sometimes people see it and think, wow, 400, let's go. But no, it doesn't have a lot of top speed. It struggles a bit to reach its top speed, so don't expect exorbitant speeds. By the way, I'll leave a note here. It's not competing with the MT-03, right? Or even with the Z400 in the case of the MT-03, for example. That bike has around 320 cubic centimeters, right? So what happens? It's a twin-cylinder engine with a sporty, high-revving characteristic, which even though it has similar horsepower, right? 41-point-something horsepower versus 40, you're not going to get the same top speed as the MT-03. Okay, it's not the same purpose, even though some people think it is, okay. And with whom? It competes directly with the Guerrilla 450, the recent launch from Royal Enfield. And that's a direct competition, okay? And also with BMW. 310R, which would be their naked bike, these motorcycles would be the direct competitors, but then because of the price, it could also compete with the CB 300 Twister, and of course this bike will perform much better than the Honda Twister 300. But then you have to see, right? You have to see what situation you want. But that's just a fact about how it rides, okay? Let's not fool ourselves. Just because it's a 400, it doesn't mean it will perform the same as the Z400 or the MT-03. It's just the characteristic of the engine. But I need to point this out to you. And do you have more positive or negative points? Write them down below, I want to know. And it's available in 4 colors with a suggested retail price of 26,900 Rs. So that's it. If you like the video, leave a like and share this video with your friends and WhatsApp groups. That helps me a lot. Become a member. If you want to help the Motoplay channel go further and bring more unique content, just become a member. Besides helping me, you also have a chance to win monthly prizes. That's right, helmets, jackets, and many other things. And you also get access to exclusive content, right? Become a member. But if you don't want to be a member, that's okay. At least subscribe here to the Motoplay channel or leave a like, please, okay? Up here, I left the video of her competitor, the Guerrilla 450, and down here, I left a really cool video for you. See you next time, sending a kiss.